What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna take a look at the best action anime of each year, starting from 2011 to 2021. I'm surprised it didn't make it until 2022 because this year is almost over, but we're still gonna take a look at. Oh, my headset's almost falling. But we're going to take a look at this video anyway. I hope you guys are having a fantastic weekend, by the way. Before we even get into this video, some of you guys may have seen that some of my videos that I've uploaded the last couple of days, I had to take them off again. Reason being, the videos were just fine, but all of a sudden YouTube decided to block them in certain type of regions. So yeah, I had to take the videos off. But yeah, it is what it is. I don't know what's happening. I'm still gonna make some videos. Hopefully they don't block this video, so it would be really cool. And one more thing, I have a second channel, link to that down in the description. It would mean the world to me if you guys can go there and subscribe, because on that channel I'll be reacting to crime videos and documentaries and all of those crime investigation stuff that's on YouTube. This is something that I really love besides anime. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys are ready for this video. I am. Let's jump into this video. This has to be Fate, right?
Anime's been popular for quite some time and there are loads of shows to choose from. So how about I give you some recommendations on what I feel are the best action anime every year of the past decade or so. No movies or OVAs, just TV series and no sequels. Each year has a lot of strong contenders, but I'll single out the one that I think's the best among them. It's all my opinion.
Okay. I'm gonna clear. I think he's gonna say it as well. I'm gonna clarify this because this also happened on the 100 anime opening. This is not necessarily facts. This is just a video. It's just an opinion of someone. And I would really, really love it if you guys can link, or not necessarily link, but put down in the comment section what were your favorite animes from each year, or maybe this year or last year, or what is your favorite anime of all time, or whatever. Just leave it in the comment section. But just remember, this is not an official list. It's just an opinion. So yeah. Let's continue.
Hey, maybe you can finally make the decision to try out that show that you've been putting on hold for quite some time already. Before we get started, I urge you to subscribe to the channel. It just takes a second to do it, and if you're still unsure about it, maybe this video will convince you to hit that button and be the first in line for my next upload.
Oh yeah, and also subscribe to my channel as well.
2011. What a year for anime. While most people will remember this year for 3 smash hits, Steins Gate, Fate Zero, and Madoka Magica,
Fate Zero was amazing.
The anime of the year is none other than Hunter x Hunter. It's really a close call between this and Fate Zero, which are 2 of my personal favorites. These shows
Fate Zero had a lot of good fighting scenes.
Associate with action anime. People tend to associate Fate Zero with a dark and cynical outlook on things and its amazing animation and art, which still actually hold up now. The directing's superb and the voice actors really do an amazing job. Still, I narrowly give the edge to Hunter x Hunter for being more of a straight-up adventure series that I could recommend to anyone. Accessibility to the new anime fan looking for their first show is good, and I think Hunter x Hunter 2011 is one of the remakes that really improved on its original material. It's also a bright adventure that can smoothly shift to dark and serious tones with a lot of philosophical backdrops. Honorable mentions this year include Blue Exorcist and Deadman Wonderland. I also enjoyed the polarizing
Deadman Wonderland. My nephew actually showed me that video, and I think it was 1 year before I moved to the Netherlands, because I came here in 2010. The anime came out. And my nephew was like, what, I think 11, 12 years old, something like that. And he was already watching anime, but I really started watching anime, I think 2 years ago. But he showed me this anime, I think about two or 3 months ago. And it was amazing. He showed me a couple of scenes. He showed me the openings and stuff like that. It was a really good anime. So I would recommend you guys, if you haven't watched it yet, give it a go. It looked amazing.
Guilty Crown and Future Diary a lot, and I'd say that those shows had their moments too. They're not popular shows without a reason. 2012. 2012 is officially where I think the isekai craze got its start, when Reiki Kawahara became a household name. Axel World from early this year got a middling reception, but his Sword Art Online took the anime world by storm. Behind SAO and Axel World, there are a lot of action shows that I enjoyed here. Urobuchi continued his momentum from 2011 with the ever-popular Psycho Pass, and I found myself loving the Ellen action harem duo of High School DxD and Oda Nobuna. And lest we forget Magi, which I feel is one of the more underrated shonen for the quality of its world building and writing. But for 2012, I give the crown to JoJo.
Oh wow, JoJo!
Why? Well, JoJo is pretty much one of the most beloved shonen franchises out there these days, and this is when its anime started. It combines
Oh.
a lot of your typical
I thought it was
hot-blooded
older.
shonen action with super over-the-top powers and execution that would put even Trigger to shame. But it's not just the craziness that it's got going for it. JoJo has a legitimately interesting overarching plot that spans multiple seasons and in-universe generations. It's a quintessential action series that you might want to check out. 2013.
And I'm not gonna lie, like JoJo Bizarre Adventures, it has like some of the most unique. It's just such a unique style of anime. It's really different compared to other animes. Also, it is so flamboyant, which is really cool because it brings a certain type of style into the anime world, I would say. And you can easily It's really easy to how do I say it? It's really easy to see that when you see something of JoJo, you can immediately say, "Oh yeah, that's from JoJo." You don't have to think twice about it. The style is so unique that whenever you see something from JoJo, you can immediately say, "Yeah, that's from JoJo." That's pretty cool.
Speaking of Trigger, 2013.
I would say Attack on Titan,
Kill La
not
Kill
only
made its
because
debut.
I'm
If
seeing
you
it
want to talk
now.
controversial, this
but,
is the year Valvrave came out.
my
Personally,
friend,
I obviously love
showed
the
me
action
Attack on
light
Titan
novel
in
shows with
2013.
harem elements, and I found my thirst
And
for
was
that
really
quenched
hype
with some
about
rather
it.
niche titles like Data Live, Machine Doll, and Strike the Blood. But we all know what 2013 is all about.
Attack
Kill
on
La Kill,
Titan.
largely considered one of the best shows in that era, paled in popularity compared to the blockbuster
Oh.
of that year. 2013's the year of Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I was gonna
No
say,
questions asked.
yeah.
With its very intriguing premise of survival, its action horror ambiance, and how it goes out of the way to create a high-octane action show devoid of the usual anime tropes that non-fans could find weird, Attack on Titan made its mark all over the world. I dare say
Definitely.
it's probably the year anime really started to burst into the mainstream.
That's
I'd
true.
also say SAO got the ball rolling, but at the end, with the tropes it used, the fan service, and how it wrote the characters,
Oh,
it's still
oh.
a show obviously made to be enjoyed by the more otaku side of the fandom.
Okay.
However, Attack on Titan shattered all boundaries that kept the normies away from the community. It also helps that Attack on Titan, throughout its seasons, constantly found ways to reinvent itself. It hooked the people with the survival horror premise of Season 1, and while the premise of humans fighting titans persisted towards the end of the next seasons, you'll find that the show has dared to branch into a lot of other areas like politics, morals, and humanity. This was truly a landmark year for anime.
And I agree with what he said that that's the year anime really took off, because if I remember correctly, after my friend showed me that, I watched I think 2 episodes of Attack on Titan with him, and after that he kept talking about other styles or other type of animes, and I won't say that I fully watched it, but I think he also told me about what's the anime called again? One Piece. He told me about Naruto. Naruto was the one I was thinking about, but I didn't watch them. But he was teaching me about it, and from there on, I start seeing a lot online. A lot of my friends were talking about it, and I didn't really get it in, like I said, until 2 years ago, because I was like, okay, I need to find something new to watch. The shows on TV were just boring. It was all the same. It was just reruns and reruns, and everything looked the same. So I was like, you know what? Let's give anime a try. And it's one of the best decisions I've ever made.
2014. Unfortunately, with how much Attack on Titan took over the anime world, it's hard to make a breakthrough the year after that. And it's a shame because 2014 did have a lot of great action shows. This was the year 7 Deadly Sins started, and it was a legitimately fun action show before it got memed to death thanks to the subpar art and
Oh wow! Whoa! This on the top left is just weird. Okay, season 1, season 2, season 3 animation. Okay, I can see why it got memed. Like, why would you do something like that? I hate it when people do stuff like that. Just keep the original, man.
animation in the latter seasons. There's also Noragami and Tokyo Ghoul. And of
Tokyo
course,
Ghoul.
how could I not mention my 2 light novel hits of the year, Mahoka and No Game No Life. The former had the luck to get a second season and an animated spin-off. The latter, well, not so much. At least No Game No Life's movie blows Mahokas out of the water. As a final honourable mention, I also enjoyed Black Bullet, despite being grossly disappointed in the adaptation's cut content as a source material reader. However, you see the problem. Besides Noragami, none of the shows above can be easily recommended to non-anime fans. Tokyo Ghoul feels a tad bit too edgy for the average normie, while the others have fan service that those same people likely wouldn't take too kindly to. Thankfully though, 2014 also gave us my action anime of the year, Parasite. Parasite often gets compared to Tokyo Ghoul with its edgy action style, but I feel that Parasite maintains more of a better balance between the violence and the message behind the plot. It feels more relevant to society as a whole, and I really like how the characters developed. Also, while it's not a knock on Tokyo Ghoul's first season, which is really enjoyable, Parasite at least wrapped up its...
And that's my problem with Tokyo Ghoul for some reason. I watched the first season and I couldn't get through the second one. I don't know what the problem was, but after the first one was, I loved it. I really loved the first season, but for some reason I could not get past the second season. I just watched like 2 or 3 episodes and I just let it for what it was. But I don't know, maybe it was just, I don't know.
Story neatly in its one and only season, whereas the other show required multiple seasons, the latter ones which were rushed to oblivion. If you know someone who's never touched anime before and wanted to recommend a show from 2014, then Parasite is my pick. Before we move on to our next entry, ever had a situation where you wanted to watch the titles I recommend, but you find yourself unable to do it legally? Well, that sounds like a job for everyone's best friend.
Okay, let's skip.
2015's yet another big year for action anime.
One Punch Man,
Overlord and Danmachi take the forefront for action novel adaptations, but there are also some other novel adaptation hits like Chivalry of a Failed Knight and the polarizing Gate and Asterisk War.
I haven't heard of these animes.
Also, there's a personal guilty pleasure and favorite of
crazy how much
Testament
I've missed.
of Sister New Devil. On the manga side of things, we have Assassination Classroom making its big debut, and I myself...
Yo, that's one of the things. I reacted to the opening of this anime, but I was able to put it online, but then it got blocked. But this anime looks like it's a sick anime. In my head, I was like, okay, maybe it's like on an island, if the kids are kidnapped or whatever. It looked amazing. Uploaded it, there was no problem, and YouTube was like, okay, let's leave it like an hour, and then they were like, yep, we're gonna block it, and I was like, okay, fuck it, I'll take it out. And now I took it out, and yeah, you guys won't be able to see my reaction to that. But it just sucks.
Soft spot for Seraph of the End, despite people back then passing it off as an Attack on Titan ripoff with bleach weapons and gay vampires. But 2015 undoubtedly belongs to One Punch Man. It's not quite Attack on Titan in terms of how big of a cultural phenomenon it became, but One Punch Man seriously came pretty damn close to it.
Can you guys let me know why some people don't like this anime? Like, I've never watched it, but the thing that the problem that I think a lot of people have with this anime is that he's so overpowered and he's so strong that he doesn't. Well, from what I haven't watched it, but for what I feel and what I'm getting from what people are saying is that he doesn't face any harm or any major threat because he's that strong. I think that's the thing that annoys a lot of people. But let me know if you're someone who don't like this anime. What is the reason what's just pulling you off from this anime? Just let me know.
Attack on Titan, as I said, broke the barrier between anime fans and ordinary people, and One Punch Man was the show perfectly poised to capitalize on that. At this time, superheroes were becoming the in thing thanks to the excellence of the MCU and the general awareness of them growing, and whether by chance or by intention, One Punch Man really did take advantage of that. It also helps that while the show is an exciting action series through and through, it does deliver the goods as a parody. It's a show that would at first be passed off as comedy due to how it pokes fun at the ridiculousness of shonen anime, yet at the same time becomes such an immersive and emotional roller coaster when you do actually watch it. The hype is real for One Punch Man, and while Season 2 is quite middling, Season 1 during its time was a legitimate cultural phenomenon. 2016. How fitting for 2016 to be yet another win for the Creator 1. If 2015 is One Punch Man's year, the crown for 2016 goes to Mob Psycho. With all the shows that I've talked about so far, Mob Psycho could probably boast the title of being the best in its much-renowned animation. However, animation doesn't make an anime, and luckily for Mob Psycho, it's got so much more going for it.
The story is one of the best, one of the most important parts.
Its characters are all interesting and well written. Character dynamics and the action really
what is the
make
show
Mob Psycho
about?
feel like a cinematic production more than anything. People have compared this amazing show to a comic book flick, and it's not hard to see why. While I was quick to give Mob Psycho the crown, I won't pretend it was an easy win given what 2016 gave us. Superheroes never went out of flavour, and the year introduced My Hero Academia, a show which is still
great
very
animation
to this day to the world.
Great animation.
It's also had a plethora of niche shows that I really enjoyed, such as 91 Days, Elder Ramen in the Sky, Bungo Stray Dogs, Twin Star Exorcists, and Drifters. Do you classify ReZero as action? Because that's actually certainly one of the strongest contenders for the year, given how much I love it. Hey, I even made a video essay on that, so you can check that out in the upper right corner. 2017. Compared to the previous years, 2017 seemed more like a lull in terms of action anime, honestly speaking. Now that's if we exclude sequels, movies and OVAs. But don't get me wrong though, there's still quite a lot to like, such as Yujo Senki. The year also gave us Recreators, Inuyashiki, Fate Apocrypha and Akashic Records.
So many
It's just
Fate
that
movies,
besides
man.
Yujo Senki, none of these
Or
feel as if they
animes.
made a big impact on the community as something like Overlord or One Punch Man. And that's not to discredit the 2017 shows, but it just goes to show that if you take the sequels, which included Attack on Titan, out of the way, the year felt quiet as far as action shows go. That is relative, and it's more of a testament to what blockbusters the preceding year gave us. For my 2017 pick, I'll direct you to a hidden gem of an anime, pun intended, in Land of the Lustrous. The premise is simple enough. You're given a cast of humanoid gems who fight for survival against enemies who abduct them and turn them into jewelry.
What
However,
the
you see
hell?
The story unfold through the lens of one who's not exactly a fighter. Through Foss's perspective, we're then given a show that heavily deals with tragedy, self-image and loss. It's more than an action show, and it's an anime that I can confidently introduce to a non-fan, at least compared to something like Yujo Senki. The 3D presentation might discourage some people from watching the show, but it is actually surprisingly well done. If I were to look at an action show as a whole in terms of value and not just popcorn entertainment, Land of the Lustrous easily takes the top spot this year.
I've never heard of this anime,
2018.
but the story sounds amazing.
As we inch closer to the end of the decade, we start getting into the action shows that made a buzz in the community for good or bad reasons. Who could forget Goblin Slayer's controversy, or the weekly reaction
I watched
of Darwin and the
a
French
couple. I watched a scene
This year
from this
also
anime.
marked Golden
Goblin
Kamui's
Slayer.
debut, and while its focus is more on exploration and adventure, it's got some good action, and it's one of the shows that I just couldn't get enough of. Slime also started this year, and it's poised to be one of the big isekai hits in the coming years as far as anime adaptations go. If we're talking straight action that can see some mainstream appeal to non-fans, I think that few can top Megalobox for that year. Combining a lot of classic Western aesthetics with an epic boxing
I was gonna say,
setting
so it
made
looks
for a
like
wondrous
a
addition to the library
old
of
school,
action anime. People have called it an exciting
cowboy
anime
movie.
that looked like a heavy sci-fi cross between Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo, and it's easy to see why. It has its own unique style, from the presentation to the music, and has that nostalgic 90s feel that a lot of people have grown to love. But one of the main reasons I'd recommend this anime to someone is because how amazing the second season, which aired this year, was. And don't get me
Okay.
wrong, the first season was good and all, but the second season for me is just on another
I love
tier.
boxing,
Easily one of the best anime of
boxing
2021
movies.
so far. So
So
in a
this
different
looks really
twist,
cool.
Megalobox is actually something that I would recommend more to older fans, those who went through the 90s and had taken a break from anime. It should bring back memories of those good old days that they'll surely enjoy reliving. 2019. Right, so we all know what 2019's about. But first,
Nope.
let me talk about the honorable mentions.
Okay.
First up, I had a great time watching Dororo, Fire Force and Shield.
Yo, hey, I saw during the 100 opening. I saw the opening of Dororo, and yo, that opening was sick, and the animation style was insane. I think it was in black and white or something. But hey, yo, I want to watch that anime. Not necessarily now, but eventually I do want to give it a go because it looked amazing. Like, I don't know what the anime is about, like a guy with a samurai sword or something, but man,
Shield Hero.
I want to see. I want to see the.
First up, I had a great time watching
Yo, look at this animation style, man. I want a poster like this. I really want a poster like this. Yo, this is sick. It has got cut. You know what? Let's
Fire
just play.
Force
I don't
and
want to
Shield
spoil
Hero,
anything for
and I
myself.
recommend those to anime fans.
Look at this
Wise
style.
Man's Grandchild is also a fun show to watch, although it only caters to a specific niche, so I can't easily recommend that one as much. The same can be said of Arifureta, but this one also had the dubious distinction of possibly some of the worst CG and animation I've seen in an anime for a long time. PS1 monsters in 2019, anyone? We all know 2019 is the year of Demon Slayer.
Oh,
Breaking into the
man.
mainstream like nothing's ever done before.
Demon
Heck,
Slayer?
I think the Demon Slayer craze has officially surpassed Attack on Titan, with the manga, the opening song, and even the recent movie shattering records left and right. But
I knew it. I knew a big butt. No pun intended. But I know a big butt was coming up. Like the way he said it, I was like, yeah, this is not gonna take this spot. And I'm not mad at it. Like I know, Demon Slayer is like the first anime that I really connected with, like really had a bond with, and it's still really close to my heart. And now that I'm watching Attack on Titan and One Piece, like One Piece, I know a lot of people say there are a lot of fillers in it, which I get. Like a lot of long anime have that. but I feel like One Piece does a great job in um dragging the storyline, building things up, explaining things, which not all animes do. But then again, it's like the fact that the anime is still going on, it says something. But Demon Slayer, the opening, like you said, the visuals, the fighting, the fighting in season 2. I can't wait for season 3, man. I can't wait. But yeah, indeed, anyway, it did. But I can't even speak. 2019 was the year of Demon Slayer because that's when they that's when my friend recommended me to watch it, but I still didn't watch it immediately. So I get it, but I want to see which anime is gonna take that spot.
I give the nod this year to Vinland Saga. I just feel that as an action series, Vinland Saga just brings so
this
much more to
one.
the table.
This one was also in the opening, and it did look insane. So I get it. The animation style looks sick, and the music was good as well.
Demon Slayer. I can understand why the latter became more popular, but where Vinland Saga lacked in the flashy, explosive UFO table animations and cool powers, it brought with it a more grounded and complete story, the way I see it. The narrative gets developed better, and the characters are a tier above Demon Slayer's characters in terms of writing and characterization.
I get it. I haven't seen it, but
characters are bad or bland, because that's not the case. The Vinland Saga's cast just feels way better if we're going to look at it from a critical perspective. A captivating story of hardship and growth filled with epic action and very complex characters. Vinland Saga's my pick for 2019's action anime. 2020.
ooh,
Thus, we come to the end of the decade. 2020 for me will always be the year of delays due to the real-world circumstances as well as the
True.
year of sequels. If we take all the sequels, movies and OVAs out the way, you're actually left with a few gems. I had a blast with the trio of edgy action titles Dorohedoro, Darwin's Game and Gleipnir. The Dragon Quest anime was also fun, and the duo of Princess Connect and Bofuri are probably two of my favourite chill action shows the past year. But things would change in this rather slow year for non-sequels as it marched towards the end with what I can feel to be suspiciously Demon Slayer's spiritual successor, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, I forgot about Jujutsu Kaisen. How can I? That's so disappointing for me. Yo, this anime, man, bro. I'm gonna show you guys. Some of you guys may have already seen it, but I like this anime so much that this is look at this. I had to get this. I really had to get this. Like, this is just this anime is so freaking good, man. I can't stress that enough. I can't stress that enough how good this anime is.
No, the two shows aren't related, but I think the Demon Slayer's smashing success had a bit to do with Jujutsu Kaisen getting the green light. I mean, there's also the revival of Shaman King and Bleach not long after. It's like that time when many shows with the Attack on Titan approach got greenlit, giving us Garbaneri of the Iron Fortress, Black Bullet, Seraph of the End and God Eater. Whatever the case though, supernatural action shonen are back on the menu and Jujutsu Kaisen is now leading the charge. Like Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen is a show mostly carried by how good it looks. The action's good, the characters are relatable and likable, and the powers are interesting. That's basically the recipe you use to turn in a winner in the realm of action shonen, and Jujutsu Kaisen passes the test with flying colors. Every other episode gave us a moment or a reveal that set the whole anime community ablaze with discussions, and I'd say that you've got to give a lot of credit to the animation team for that. 2021.
Ooh.
And here we are, 2021, and we're still reeling from the effects of 2020. On the bright side, the anime industry seemed to have recovered and stabilized from the shock of early 2020, and there have been a lot less delays now. 2021's still not over, so we can't know for sure whether this will hold, but as far as an action anime go, I'll give the title this year to Vivy Fluorite Eye's Song. I didn't know what to expect out of Vivy Fluorite Eye's Song at first,
but
despite the fact that the guy behind ReZero was involved in it. It's an understatement to say that the show just blew me away with its incredible animation and an often underrated aspect in action anime, music. And it packages everything in a very well placed action anime that has quite the depth in terms of themes, one that's becoming more and more relevant as society gets integrated with technology. Despite Vivy winning the title for 2021's Best Action Anime, the year has had a lot of strong contenders. Vivy just felt to be the most complete for widespread appeal, for lack of a better term. The violence isn't extreme, the fan service is little to non-existent, and the story's well paced and has a good conclusion. You have 86 for those who want tragedy, drama and military in their action series, 2021 also unleashed Mushoku Tensei, known as the granddaddy of isekai for a lot to the world, and by the looks of it, it seems that it will stay for good. We have a long ride ahead. If you prefer something that involves time loops, however, why don't you try Tokyo Revengers? It has a gripping plot that can...
Tokyo Revengers looks sick. The character, I don't know who this guy is. He has like a tattoo on the side of his head. I keep seeing his face on Instagram or on TikTok. But that anime looks sick as well. The opening song is amazing. I have it on my Spotify list. I don't know what it's called. I think it's called Brother or something. I don't know. But if you guys haven't listened to it yet, look it up. It's a really good song. And yeah, I'm excited to. I'm busy to find out what this anime is all about. I'm gonna react to a couple of videos from this anime if it doesn't get blocked again. But yeah, it looked like a pretty cool anime.
Continues to keep me on the edge of my seat. Whew, that was a long discussion.
But yeah, what do you guys think of this list? What do you guys think of his list? It's not an official list. Once again, it's just an opinion of someone. But I think there are really cool animes on there. I mean, like, I agree with the Jujutsu Kaisen one. I also agree with the Attack on Titan one, because that year, like I said, 2013, it was just full on Attack on Titan. My friend had like a huge poster in his room, which he took off now. But it was just Attack on Titan that year. So I don't know. The other years I wasn't really watching anime or focusing on it. But yeah, you know, kind of agree with some of the things he's saying. They looked like they were legit. But for me, the only one that I can confirm that I 1000% agree with are Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see what's gonna be this year's favorite anime, because in my opinion, this year I don't know. I think this year it might be. Oh, it's gonna be difficult though. I think it's gonna be between Spy Family and Chainsaw Man. I think it's gonna be between those two animes, because Chainsaw Man, I'm working on it to put it online. You know, I'm gonna be careful and make sure that YouTube doesn't take it out again. But I have to admit that anime, ooh, it's a good one. That's a good one. But also, looking back at Spy Family, when the trailer dropped, I was like, yo, this looks pretty cool. I may want to give it a go. And when I started watching it, I was like, yo, this is a really good anime. But there's also what's it called again? I keep forgetting the name, because for some reason it's not on Crunchyroll. But Summertime Rendering looked pretty good. So Blue Lock is also another one that looked pretty good. So yeah, we have a couple of anime this year. But let me know, what's your opinion? What anime is gonna be the anime of 2022? Let me know down in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, don't forget to check out my second channel. There's not much on that channel yet, but that's gonna be the channel where I'll be reacting to a lot of other stuff, a lot of documentary, crime videos, spooky places, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to support the channel, you can do that by subscribing to my second channel. It would mean the world to me. I'm on my way to 100 subscribers. It would mean so much for me to reach that goal. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Have a nice weekend. Enjoy yourself. And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow for another video. Take care. Peace.